What's up, you guys? Teddy Striker here, and I just saw UFC 317, and wow, Ilia Topuria just destroyed Charles Oliveira in one round. That was not what I was expecting. I mean, I thought Ilia was gonna win, but to see him essentially with the first real punch that he's connected, put him out cold. I mean, I think he cut him up with a left hook really early on in the round because Oliveira was coming forward, and Ilia clipped him with something. I didn't even see the punch. And you could see Oliveira goes for a takedown. They end up on the ground. Ilia, by the way, gets to top position, and then I see Oliveira's cut and there's a massive pool of blood that's dropping out, and it's unbelievable. I'm like, what the hell did he hit him with? And then eventually Ilia gets back up. Oliveira tries to go for a heel hook. He doesn't get it, and once they're back on their feet, I mean, Oliveira was just guarding it. He was not defending that jab from Ilia at all. That jab was it looked like Ilia was a professional fencer. He was just cutting through Oliveira's guard. That jab looked better than it ever has, and it's because Oliveira doesn't really move his side. He's not really that good defensively, and he was landing the jab really well, and Charles was landing some big shots too. I thought he might have hurt Ilia, but it was just so chaotic, and Ilia took those shots well. He looked big in there, and then they just collided, and Ilia just slumped Charles Oliveira with a massive right hand right on the chin, and Oliveira was out as soon as that right hand landed. But then Ilia landed up a follow-up left hook as he was falling down, and Oliveira was not on earth at that point. He must have been it was crazy. His eyes were still open, but you can tell he was clearly knocked out. I mean, we've seen Oliveira drop plenty of times. We've seen him get stopped, but we haven't seen him really get finished like that. When he's really out cold, his eyes are are still wide open, and then Oliveira Topuria goes in for a follow-up ground and pound, and he's still out. Usually when guys get dropped and they're kind of knocked out, you see them get hit with one punch and then they kind of start waking back up, but that's not what happened here. He was still out cold. And Topuria, I mean, that is crazy. I know Oliveira is not the most durable lightweight, but Justin Gaethje wasn't able to do that. Dustin Poirier wasn't able to do that. And the fact that he was able to hang with Oliveira with the grappling too, that is wild. He reversed him, got top position, and was able to escape a heel hook, and he looked really good. And honestly, I don't want to see Paddy versus Ilia. I think that Ilia would slaughter Paddy Pimblett. I don't think that's a competitive fight at all. There's nothing riveting about that. And I don't think Paddy has earned it. Get back in line, fight Justin Gaethje. You beat Michael Chandler, cool, but you're not the number one contender. Gaethje's ranked above you and arguably deserves it more than you. And you got Arman Tsarukyan, who clearly deserves it more than you, and that's who I think should be next. I thought that would be a competitive fight, but now seeing how Ilia dealt with the grappling of Charles for a little bit, I mean, that gives me some confidence for him going into the Arman fight, and I think he should be a favorite against Arman, and I think that's the fight that should happen next. Arman came in, he made weight, just put him back in there. I think he it's between him and Ilia, between who's the best lightweight in the world currently, because obviously Islam's no longer a lightweight. But I think, Ilia versus Arman to determine the best lightweight in the world. Let's do it. And if Ilia is able to go out there and starch Arman again, I mean, at that point, honestly, if Islam somehow beats JDM, I would not mind Ilia Topuria moving up and trying to fight Islam for a third belt, because there'd be no one left in the lightweight division. I want to see Ilia versus Justin Gaethje. He would destroy Gaethje. I don't want to see Ilia versus Max Holloway again. I don't want to see Ilia versus Paddy Pimblett. I mean, I think the only real competitive matchup if Ilia beats Arman Tsarukyan is Islam Makhachev at 170. I think that's a fight. That'd be an insane fight, but Ilia Topuria is a beast. I think he's one of the hardest hitters in the UFC right now, and my God, I mean, I think he might be the face of the UFC too at this point. And as for Oliveira, I mean, to be honest, I don't see what else he could do in the sport. I feel that was a really bad knockout, and that was really the end of his chin. He gets rocked and hurt in almost all his fights, and I think he's either gonna need to take a long long amount of time off, or maybe even just, I don't like, maybe retire at this point, because you've had the belt, you've had the most submissions in the UFC history, the most finishes in UFC history. You're for sure gonna be a Hall of Famer. I mean, what is there to do? You've lost to now the #1 contender in Arman Tsarukyan and the champion in Ilia Topuria. So I don't know for Oliveira. I mean, either way, like, that guy is a legend, and all respect to him. Hopefully he's okay. But then in the co-main event, we had Alexander Pantoja taking out Kakara France in 3 rounds. He did good. I mean, he dominated the whole fight. He looked better. Like, Pantoja he keeps getting better. Like, I keep thinking about him with how he fought Steve Herzog, but I think it was just Steve Herzog, the style that he had, like, he gave Pantoja a lot of problems, and I think that's why Pantoja didn't look as good in that fight, but he has gotten better ever since that fight. Finished both Kais in round 2 and round 3, and now he's gonna fight Joshua Van, and Joshua Van had an unbelievable matchup against Brandon Royval. By the way, I thought Pantoja was gonna lose. I thought Joshua Van was gonna lose, but both guys won, and Joshua Van looked good. He had a great fight with Brandon Royval. Brandon Royval, I thought he could have won the fight if he had better defense, but he was getting hit way too much. Like, he was getting hit a lot. Like, he was hitting Joshua Van, but there is a massive difference in both of these guys' powers, and you can tell Joshua Van was taking a lot of these shots, but he at least was still trying to defend. While Royval, he almost had no guard, and anytime he would get hit, he would get right back into the pocket and try to trade punches with a guy that's a lot more powerful than he is. And to be honest, it looked like Royval was starting to win round 3, but then he gets dropped at the end, and you can't argue with that. You got to give the round to Joshua Van, and Joshua Van is really good because Brandon Royval has beaten a lot of the top guys in the flyweight division, but Joshua Van, the fact that he did this on 3 weeks' notice, he kept fighting, he kept going, kept trying to finish the fight. I mean, this guy is impressive, and he's only 23, 24 years old, and now he's going to get a full training camp for Pantoja. I think that Pantoja is going to beat him, but regardless, I mean, if anyone's going to go out there and potentially beat Pantoja, I think he has got a good chance. And I know I said this about the last 2 guys that fought Pantoja, but yeah, I'm going to pick Pantoja in that one. I think Pantoja will win, but I think that's going to be an exciting matchup, and hopefully these guys can get back in there maybe in December. Then Beneil Dariush beat Moicano. I thought Moicano was going to win. I did really bad in my predictions. I think I went 1-4, and Ilia Topuria was that one. Thank God. But yeah, I mean, Moicano looked good early, but then it seemed like he was gassing out. Beneil Dariush was throwing a lot of kicks to the body. I think that was what was slowing Moicano down. And he had a lot of ground control time. He proved to be the better grappler overall. And yeah, that was a good win for Beneil Dariush. Maybe he could take on Rafael Fiziev next, and then the winner of that can fight someone in the top 5. And as for Moicano, maybe he could fight Michael Chandler, maybe. Who knows? But yeah, then we had Peyton Talbot beating Felipe Lima, and again, I thought Felipe Lima was going to win that fight. He didn't. I thought he took the first round. He was landing a lot of good strikes. He was getting takedowns, but then it seemed like he was just forcing the takedowns way too much. I thought he was doing good on the feet, and if he wasn't going for as many spinning back fists and being so desperate for takedowns, he could have beat Peyton Talbot, because on the feet he was tagging him regularly with those 3-2s or 1-2s, but it seemed like he wasn't as confident in his striking, and he was really shooting some desperate takedowns. And I think at one point in his corner, he said something about Peyton Talbot's power, so maybe he got clipped with something early that made him fight like that. But either way, that's a good one for Peyton Talbot. And honestly, I love the Adrian Yanez matchup for him. I think that's an exciting fight, and I think Peyton Talbot will probably win that fight by KO. But overall, this was a really solid card, and I still can't believe how easily Ilia Topuria stopped Charles Oliveira. I mean, this guy, even though I thought he was going to win, I was definitely not expecting him to win like that, and I'm glad he won to at least, save my record from being 0-5 in my predictions. But yeah, like I said, a great card, and yeah, I'm excited to see what's next. But thank you guys for watching. God bless. and I will see you in the next one.